Hello and welcome. Welcome to my home and welcome to my sacred space that I prepared for us today. Welcome everyone, all my family, my friends, those of you who are here for the first time, those of you that are returning. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm Olivia and this is Tarot and Coffee with Olivia, here to do your daily pick a card. And have a sip of coffee. Oh, you know what? I don't have card toppers, so I'm just going to grab some and put my big old arm in the thing, and I will put some beautiful and cute and lovely card toppers on each card. Okay. And I guess you can tell I wasn't quite as prepared as I sometimes am. I am going to shuffle our thought of the day from our Healing the Mind and Spirit cards by Dr. Brian L. Weiss. And while I shuffle, I guess I can tell you what are we gonna do? Why don't I just shuffle? Let me do some hard shuffles on the table too. And one more. Okay. Now I'll go ahead and cut the deck and pick our card from the bottom. That will be our thought of the day. Let's see what it is. I no longer worry about the opinions of others. Oh, what a relief. What about your boss? Even your boss? If you're doing the right thing, you're not harming yourself or others. You need not be concerned with what others think. You're free. Well, I love that. I love that thought. I love that sentiment. I love it. And it is something that it's a place that I've come to. I don't worry too much about what others think. Mainly because I've lived a long life and that I have been thought of so many different ways. So many different ways, so many harmful ways and pleasant ways, and ways that I'm not and ways that I am. And the thing is people are going to think about you and think things about you no matter how much or how little information they have. And eventually, when you get to be my age, it becomes more of a game. And knowing that people are going to have their opinions, and that's just the way it is. And we ourselves can take it or leave it. We don't have to be slave to anyone else's opinions. Even if it's about ourselves and our actions. Even if it's about ourselves and true, real actions. All right, let's go ahead and look at the card toppers. So we have our Chalcopyrite, which is copper ore. Very heavy, cold, beautiful rock. And then we have our beautiful Flourite with the cloudy fluorite, and then we have the purple. It goes into a very deep purple. And then we have our Howlite here that looks just like an ordinary rock until you start noticing how many faces there are in this rock, how many expressions. And then we have our turquoise, our beloved turquoise. And we're at that place. We've had the thought of the day. So now's the time. If you need more time to check out these rock toppers, or card toppers that happen to be rocks. If you need more time to do that, go ahead and take that time. You can pause the video in order to do that if you need to. Otherwise, let's take two deep breaths. Maybe one more. Okay, now that at least I'm more relaxed, let's talk about the likes, the dislikes, and the subscribe button. That's all I'm going to say. Remember to do those things, and comment if you like. Now we're just going to move on over to our copper ore, and let's see what your card is today. If you picked the copper ore, you are the Page of Swords. Now, pages are often adventurers. And you can see this person with their sword out, their hair in the wind, the clouds in the sky, and the birds overhead. It really does look as if this person is adventuring. So this particular adventure today has to do with you stepping forward into your life. And by that I mean I want you to present your thoughts to the world in whatever way you think that means. Present your thoughts to the world. Think of those thoughts that you've been thinking about lately, those things that you've been feeling. And again, put it with the, I no longer worry about the opinions of others. Somebody might tell you that's a terrible idea. And somebody else might step in and say, hey, I'd like to help. And you might not get very much response, or you might get looks on people's faces. Either way, it's your adventure. It's not their adventure. What they think is what they think, and you can just leave it there with them. And that's your card of the day. It's very exciting. All right, let's see what we have under the beautiful Flourite. Oh, your card of the day is the moon. Okay. Oh, goodness. You having this card today really has a lot to do with feeling your feelings, especially those that you may not want to feel. I heard Miley Cyrus in an interview recently, and she said something about how she chooses happiness even when she's sad. She's been through all these hardships, but she doesn't feel those sad feelings. She moves directly into happiness, and that, as we know, can be just as toxic as being a negative person and dwelling in negativity. We must feel our feelings. This card tells us the greatest feelings and the final matters of life are realities that need to be lived as much as anything else. So when I say live life by the fistfuls, I mean that we have to feel all the feelings. And of course, don't worry about the opinions of others, especially when it comes to, I have to mention grief here. And I have to mention grief because I am experiencing grief right now after the loss of my fur friend of 13 years, my cat. One of the sweetest cats I've ever known. So yeah, it's not for anybody to tell us, any of us that are grieving, how long, how often, how much. It's up to us. We got to feel those feelings before we can let them go. We have to. Otherwise, they will come back to haunt us. There is no doubt about that. So let's look at the Howlite of many faces. That's one of the sad faces. There's one of the funny, happy faces. Here's one of the Buddha face, which is my favorite. Let's see what you have. Okay. So you have the Three of Swords. And here's the thing about the Three of Swords. Yes, it looks like what it is, emotional pain. So I guess we are talking a lot about heartbreak and grief today. So here's the thing. As the card of the day, it's kind of opposite of the moon card in a way, because this is a card that says, look, if treated properly and appropriately, your wounds will heal. Shine a light on that pain. Look at it, feel it, and know that that you will be able to carry on and that it will eventually heal. No longer worrying about the opinions of others. It's not for them to say how long this process will take, regardless of what it is. And I really don't want to diminish anybody's grief or emotions at all in any way in doing this reading. So I want to make sure this is all about recognizing and accepting and feeling our feelings. It looks like there's a common theme here. So let's see what we have under the turquoise, and let's see if this common theme is going to play out. And we have justice. So in a way, of course you see this person, their justice, they have their scale, they have their sword, they have their wisdom, their knowledge. And with you having this as your card of the day, it particularly speaks of finding out all those people around you, anybody who is around you, find out what their needs are. And in a way, I kind of want to say this is about Christmas. What do they really want for Christmas? I know it's not time yet. It's still November, but it's on its way. It is about finding out what everyone does need. What are their needs? You don't have to meet their needs. This is just about finding out what they are. And I can tell you, as someone who has been an empath for a long time, no, we cannot meet everybody's needs. But in knowing what their needs are, that can cause a lot of healing, a lot of relief, a lot of just showing that you recognize what they're going through can be a huge plus and a huge step in the right direction. Don't worry about the opinions of others. You don't need to worry about that. I don't think that card. Anyway, this is where we are with your justice today. Just find out. You don't have to make decisions on who's right and who's wrong, who's bigger, who's smaller, who's smart and who's dumb, and who's all that. You don't have to worry about all that. That's not what justice is about. It's more about what do they need, truly. What do they need? Wow, that was kind of a heavy one, guys. Again, I really appreciate you being here. And now that we're at the end, I just hope you found this to be just what you needed today. Sometimes you may not know until the end of the day or even looking back tomorrow on today how much this card really showed you your way. Are these cards, if you chose all the cards. And honestly, I am feeling very much like these cards were and they always are, because when I do a reading, they always have my energy in them. But I feel like this was directed at me in a lot of ways. But I also feel like this is a connection between us, you and me, you, the viewer. So I feel like that whatever you heard today, I hope was extremely helpful to you as it was for me. So do take what resonates with you. Don't make life-altering decisions or changes based on any pick a card, not even this one. Do connect with me on my other social media platforms. There's lots of ways you can get a personal reading from me. You can do it through my website. You can do it through Keen. Either way is fine. Check out the prices. You might find one is better than the other. And now's a really good time to hit that little subscribe button that's in the middle bottom of the screen, possibly right now as we speak. Guys, I love you. Have a great day.